Welcome, horror fans. You ever stay somewhere that just felt wrong? Like the air itself was watching you? I'm going to tell you a story that still gives me the chills. One my cousin Matt told me happened to him in 2021. This ain't no ghost story. It's real, it's sick, and it'll make you think twice about that cozy cabin getaway. Hang tight, smash that subscribe button, and let's dive into the horror that happened up in northern Michigan. So Matt's a regular guy, 32, construction worker, likes a cold beer and a bonfire. He's not into anything supernatural, says horror movies are stupid and aren't real. But in the summer of 2021, he and his girlfriend Lauren decide they need a break from their grind in Grand Rapids. Lauren's scrolling through Airbnb one night and stumbles upon this cabin in the Manistee National Forest, near a little town called Wellston. It's cheap, secluded, it's got a wraparound porch and a fire pit, perfect for a week of fishing, hiking, and just chilling. The reviews on the listing are wonderful. Peaceful retreat. Felt like home. Matt's rented, Lauren books it, and they fill their Jeep with a cooler, camping gear, and their dog, a spirited mutt named Juno. They pull up to the cabin about sunset, and it's straight out of a postcard. Cedar siding, wildflowers all around, the woods so dense you can't see past the tree line. The air is perfumed with pine and earth, and the only sound is the hum of cicadas. It's cozy inside. Wooden floors, a stone hearth, a quilt draped over the couch. A notebook is on the counter with house rules. Lock the doors at night, don't feed the pets, keep trash inside. The basics. The owner, some man named Carl, left a note. Enjoy your stay. Call if you need me, but cell service is spotty. Matt shrugs. Spotty service equals real escape. They unpack, crack open a few beers, and sit on the porch. Juno at their feet. It's perfect, or it's meant to be. That first night, Matt wakes up around 3 a.m. He doesn't know why, just sits up, heart pounding. The cabin's as dark as possible, the kind of dark you only get miles from a city. Lauren's snoring softly, Juno's asleep on the rug, but something is off. He lies there listening as hard as he can, and that's when he notices. Silence. No cicadas, no wind, nothing. It's like the forest itself is holding its breath. He tells himself it's nothing, just city nerves in the middle of nowhere. But he checks the doors anyway, all locked. He climbs back into bed, but sleep doesn't come easy. The next morning, Lauren's up early, making coffee, humming to herself. Matt mentions the weird silence, but she laughs it off. You're not used to the woods, babe. It's not supposed to be loud. Juno's acting normal, tearing around chasing her tail, so Matt lets it go. They walk all day, come across a little stream to fish in, and Matt catches a trout he's really happy about. But walking back, Juno freezes, hackles up, staring at the trees. Matt follows her gaze. There's nothing but shadow and branches. What's wrong, girl? He says, but Juno growls, low and serious, something she never does. Lauren tugs on her leash. Probably a deer, she says, but her voice is tight. They head back fast, the woods feeling thicker than they did that morning. That night, Matt's grilling burgers on the porch when he hears a twig snap in the woods. Not loud, but sharp, like someone stepped on it. He stops dead, spatula in hand, and searches the tree line. The sun's just gone down, and the woods are a solid black. Lauren, you hear that? He hollers. She sticks her head out. What? Another crack, this time closer. Juno's at the door, barking furiously. Matt snatches a flashlight, shines it into the trees, but the beam barely penetrates. Nothing stirs. Raccoon or something, he mutters, but he shuts and locks the door and keeps the flashlight close. Lauren's kind of freaked but tries to play it cool. They eat, watch a movie on their laptop, and go to bed. It's maybe midnight when Matt's falling asleep, and Juno starts growling again, staring intently at the bedroom window. The blinds are shut, but they can hear this faint tapping, a branch rubbing against glass. Tap, tap, tap. Rhythmic, too steady to be random. Matt's heart kicks up. "You hear that?" he whispers. Lauren nods, her eyes wide. He grabs the flashlight and creeps to the window, Juno trailing him, still growling. He lifts the blind an inch, and the tapping stops. Outside is just trees, swaying in the breeze. No branch close enough to touch the glass. He checks every window, every door, all locked. Lauren's clutching her phone, but there's no signal. "It's fine," Matt says, more to himself than her. "Just the woods." The next day, they try to shake it off. They drive into Wellston, a one-stoplight town with a diner and a gas station. The waitress, an older woman with a smoker's rasp, chats them up. Matt mentions the cabin, and her smile falters. "You're at Carl's place, out by the old quarry?" Matt nods, and she busies herself wiping down the counter. "Just keep your dog near. Folks say them woods are funny." Lauren presses her. "Funny how?" The waitress shrugs. "Folks see things, hear things. Been that way since the 70s. Matt laughs, thinking she's kidding them, but her eyes aren't smiling. On the way back, Lauren's quiet, scrolling through her phone when she finds a bar of signal. She stumbles upon an old forum thread about Wellston, something about missing hikers back in the 70s. But it's vague, and the signal cuts out before she can find out more. At the cabin, everything's different. The air is heavier, the sunlight more muted, as though the forest is closing in. Juno won't go near the porch, and when Matt takes her out to pee, she pulls toward the car, whining. He notices something else too. The trash can by the shed is knocked over, the bag torn open. Not scattered around like some animal got into it, torn neatly open, like someone was looking for something. He tells Lauren, and she's freaked but practical. "Maybe a bear. We should call Carl." They tried to, but the phone just beeps. No service. Matt is starting to regret this trip, but says nothing about it. Lauren is already stressed out, and he doesn't want to make it any worse. That night, they're playing cards in front of the fireplace, trying to keep things cheerful, when the tapping starts again. Tap, tap, tap. This time it's at the front door. Juno's losing it, barking and scratching at the wood. Matt grabs a poker from the fireplace, his palms sweaty. "Who's there?" he shouts. No answer, just that steady tap. Lauren's whispering, "Don't open it, Matt, please." He doesn't, but he opens the curtain, just a little. Nothing but darkness. The tapping stops, and then scratching, slow and deliberate, like fingernails down the door. Matt's frozen, his heart racing. Lauren grabs Juno, pulling her back. The scratching lasts maybe 30 seconds, then silence. Matt waits, poker raised, but nothing else happens. They don't sleep, sitting on the couch with every light on, Juno trembling between them. Morning comes, and Matt checks the door. There are marks, deep scratches, too high for an animal, too uneven for a tool. He shows Lauren, and she's done. "We're leaving, Matt. Today." He agrees, but some of him is furious. This was their time off, and now it's been ruined. They pack, stuffing clothes into bags, when Matt notices something on the porch. A footprint in the dirt. Human but barefoot, the toes oddly stretched out. His stomach drops. "Lauren, come look at this." She does and goes pale. "That's not normal," she whispers. They grab Juno in their bags, ready to bolt. But the Jeep doesn't start. The engine clicks. Dead. Matt pops the hood. Wires are cut clean, like with a knife. "What the hell?" he says, voice shaking. Now they're stuck. No car, no signal, no neighbors for miles. Lauren's losing it, Juno's whining, and Matt's trying to hold it together. They lock the door, barricade it with a chair, and wait until morning to figure out what to do. That's when Lauren finds something in the binder, tucked behind the house rules. A yellowed newspaper clipping from 1974. It's a story about a family who rented the cabin and vanished. No bodies, no trace, just their car abandoned in the driveway, engine dead. The article mentions strange markings on the cabin and rumors of a watcher in the woods, something locals wouldn't talk about. Lauren's hands shake as she reads it aloud. "Matt, this is our place. We're in their house. Matt's not superstitious, but he's scared now. He's thinking about the scratches, the footprint, the tapping. We'll walk to town, he says. It's only a few miles. Lauren nods, but her eyes are glassy, like she's not quite there. They fill up water, grab a flashlight and a kitchen knife just in case. Juno's on a short leash, still growling at the woods. They set out at noon, the sun above, but the woods are off. Too quiet, too still. The path's overgrown, with branches that snag at their clothes. Matt's leading the way, trying to be steady, but his mind's racing. What cut the wires? Who let that clipping fall? And why do they feel like they're being followed? Juno stops halfway in, ears back, staring at a clearing. Matt squints. Something's in the grass, half hidden. He steps in, Lauren grabbing his arm. Don't! But he has to know. It's a shoe, a kid's sneaker, dirty but not worn out. The lace is still tied in a bow, and there's a pile of rocks, a ring of stones, too neatly shaped to be an accident. Matt's skin crawls. We have to keep moving, he says, but his voice cracks. Lauren's crying softly, clutching Juno to her. They move on, the trail narrowing, the trees growing closer. That's when they hear it, a hum, low and guttural like a chant. It's faint, coming from everywhere and nowhere. Juno's trembling, and Matt's gripping the knife so hard his knuckles are white.
The hum grows louder, and now there's rustling, footsteps pacing them in the trees. Matt swings the flashlight, but it's daylight, useless. Who's there? He shouts, his voice echoing. No answer, just the hum, steady, mocking. Lauren's sobbing. Matt, we shouldn't have come here. He holds her, Juno against their legs. The rustling stops, and for a moment it's just the hum. Then a whisper. Matt's name clear as day from the trees. Not Lauren's voice, not human. It's off, like someone's trying to mimic him but warping it. He stiffens, his breath catching. Lauren hears it too, her nails digging into his arm. They run. Branches whip their faces, the trail blurring underfoot. Then the hum, louder with laughter, sharp, brittle like broken glass. Matt's heart's pounding, his lungs burning, but he runs on. Lauren's screaming, Juno's yelping, and the forest's alive, the trees hemming them in. They burst through into a clearing, and there's the quarry, rocky precipice, a drop into darkness. The trail's gone, and the hum's all around them, closing in. Matt spins, knife raised, but there's nothing. Trees, shadows, and that cacophony. Then he spots it. At the edge of the clearing, partly hidden by undergrowth, a figure. Tall, impossibly tall. Its limbs bent in the wrong way, like it's trying to stand human but can't quite make it. Its face, oh God, its face is a smear. No eyes, no mouth, just a blur, like a photo somebody smudged. Matt's shouting now, shoving Lauren behind him, Juno yelping like she's insane. The creature doesn't budge, just looks, and the hum's so loud it's inside Matt's head, drowning out everything. Lauren's pulling at him. Run, Matt, run! But where can they run? The quarry's behind them, the creature's in front. He throws the knife, wild, and it sails through the air. Useless. The creature tilts its head to the side as though interested, and moves a step nearer. Matt's mind goes white, and his body moves on instinct. He grabs Lauren and Juno and backs away towards the rim of the quarry, praying for a miracle. The creature's closing in, its limbs twitching, and Matt knows they're done for. Then Juno shoots forward, snapping at the air, and the creature hesitates. Matt seizes the chance, pulling Lauren along the edge of the quarry, finding a faint path. They fall down it, half sliding, the hum receding behind them. They don't pause until they hit Wellston, bruised, bleeding, Juno limping. The diner is open, and the waitress takes one glance at them and shuts the door. She doesn't ask questions, just calls the sheriff. Matt and Lauren collapse, weeping, incapable of explaining what they saw. The sheriff, a tired man named Holt, drives them back to the cabin to get their stuff. The Jeep's still dead, but the scratches on the door are gone, the footprint too. The binder's empty, no clipping. Holt's skeptical, says they must have seen a bear, but his hands shake when he sees the kid's sneaker Matt's carrying. Where'd you get that? He asks, voice low. Matt tells him about the clearing, and Holt's face goes gray. "Avoid those woods," he snarls, and never says another word. Matt and Lauren never go back. They move to Lansing, buy a condo, try to forget. Juno's on edge now, growling at corners. Lauren's in counseling, waking up screaming about a faceless man. Matt doesn't sleep much, keeps the sneaker in a box he never opens. He investigated Wellston afterward, dug up more stories. Hikers vanishing, strange lights in the forest, whispers of a watcher connected to the quarry. Townies say it's been there forever, something older than the town, something that picks who it wants. Matt doesn't know what he believes, but he knows what he saw. That thing wasn't human. Here's the part that keeps me awake. A year later, Matt got a package, no return address. There was a photo of the cabin taken from the woods, dated the day they departed. In the corner, barely visible, was a smudge, tall, thin, faceless. Matt burned it, but still checks his locks every night. He told this story last Christmas, voice shaking, Lauren nodding as though reliving it. I believed him. You would too if you could see his eyes. If that gave you chills like it did me, smash that like button and share with your friends. Ever had something creepy happen in the woods? Or know someone you believe who does have a story like this? Put it in the comments. I need to know. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Stay safe out there, and maybe steer clear of that cabin in the woods.